once again. Right, it's a nice manoeuvre. It's got the overlap and there's a touch. Lights will illuminate when they go out. Hello everybody and welcome to Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2022. I'm John Hindorf. It's been a cracking season so far and all of our championships are delicately poised. None more so than in our AM category, where we've got 5 drivers battling for the championship lead.
My name is Eric Wang.
我是 Jackie Wu。
我叫朱子耀。
我是唐若冰。
My name is Henry.
我们是 AM 组别的车手。
Racing to me is a speed that I can never catch.
Eric with a clear track ahead, but plenty going on in his
The
mirrors.
reward of success.
2021业余组年度冠军。
Some goals every weekend. This is what I like. This goal is try to maintain the same title. I think I will do everything I can to try to defend it.
How to start my racing because of him.
That's our AM leader, the number 91, Henry Kwong, excuse me.
Well, I have a long dream car history of Porsche. Back in the day, my brother first got a Porsche. I was so amazed about the car. He started racing the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, and now I'm racing for myself with the new 992 Carrera Cup, which is a very amazing thing.
赛车对我来说就是一个追逐梦想的机会。
Tang Robin, who leads the championship in the white and red car, is a wee bit behind him.
从小只是看，但是从来没有想过自己会开上。直到去年开始接触练车，然后听说可以跑，那我就立马决定就今年要来参加。
今年是我第1年参加亚洲保时捷凯雷拉杯。
All right, let's check in with some more battles. 65 is Shuxiao.
我觉得将会是我人生中非常难忘的一段体验吧，因为这里有全国最好的车手了。
The red lights are on. The flat 6 engines roar on the rev limiter, and it's a pretty decent start from the front row by the Porsche.
车技是一件无关性别的事情，希望有更多的女孩子能够关注赛车，或者来参与一下我们这项运动嘛。
赛车对我来说意味着可以挑战除了事业以外的人生的一个新的高度。
There's Jackie Wu. That is sitting behind in the number 69 car.
最热爱赛车的是，它可以让人学习到团队的重要性。14号弯掉头，往前弯那里。因为我心目中统一规格赛的天花板就是亚洲卡雷拉杯，所以它也是我的一个赛车的一个梦想。 对，我觉得人生的追求不应该有停止，不管在任何年纪。
Racing is it one of my dreams? Yes. It's never too late to race.
Of course, we'll keep you up to date with that championship battle, but let's take a look at the Zhou circuit. 14 corners, 2 1/3 miles, 3 3/4 kilometres. Smashing racetrack, really well thought out, using the natural undulations. Overtaking, well, maybe at turn 1, turn 3, definitely at the bottom of the hill. 5 and 6 as well. And from that area at 5 and 6, you sweep up the hillside and then over the top, back down through 13 and 14 to the start finish line. Lovely bit of elevation change there. Turn 1 does tighten, and we've seen contact there in the past, so if you are going to overtake, you've got to be absolutely alongside. Could be an action area there in the early part of our 2 races this weekend. Let's take a look at the championship points. Liu Ye has won everything and has a decent lead for Shunxi Racing ahead of Ling Kong for BD Group in second. Daniel Lu Wenlong down to third after not too happy last race weekend. Toyue in fourth and Lu Kilo in fifth. In Pro-Am, 20 points between first and second. Lu Wei for R&B, Ba Jinlong in second, and he's got 20 points ahead of Zhou Biwang for the Porsche B, Jing Central and Goudelport. Min Hung and Wang Zhongwei make up the top 5. He's that tight championship battle in Am. Tang Robin newcomer to the championship for climax ahead of Eric Kwong and Henry Kwong, with Jackie Wu and Xu Xiao 4th and 5th. Well, the weather is playing along. I like to say that that's 95% chance of staying dry rather than 5% chance of rain. Temperature 30 Celsius with the 1 minute board in the air at the front of the grid. That's going to be a bit warmer on the track, but still well within the operating parameters of the Michelin tyres. Let's get off on the formation lap and give you a look at the grid, as has been pretty much every round at bar 1, I think, this season. Liu Ye, the 777 Shunxi Racing on pole position from Ling Kong. Toro Racing's Lu Qilo and Yuan Bo from Zhengtong Auto. Both fast starters, those two. Watch out for those two through turns 2 and 3. Lu Wei is the leader in the Pro-Am category, with Daniel Lu Wenlong, last year's champion, alongside him. Toyue in the 86, the Racing Zhang Zhendong car alongside. Row 5, Bianye and Hong Xinjie for Team C and D. Zhou Biwan and Min Hung on row 6 in the 2 and the 66 behind them. Ba Jinlong, who I don't think will enjoy being in the middle of the pack, actually want to come forward from there. Li Chao alongside. There's our Am class championship leader and Paul Sitter, Tang Robin. Nicely done in qualifying for him. Team Jebsen's 55, Gao Yujie and Henry Kwong, and one of the Am drivers, as is Eric Kwong, Xu Xiao, and at the back is Jackie Wu. Jackie will admit that qualifying is not one of his strong points, but he does race very well. He'll make up positions. Green flag at the back of the grid. Red lights go off, and we are racing at Chizhou. Ooh, pretty even start from the front, and a bit of pressure for Liu Ye as up the inside. Ling Kong for BD Group gets through on the inside. There was a little touch there. He's ahead. Meantime, the spinner in the middle of the pack. That is, I think that's Ba Jinlong, actually. I said he wouldn't like being in the middle of the track, but the car looks okay. Meantime, 1, 2, 3 wide. Over to the extreme right for the drivers, for our pole sitters, trying to do the cutback. He's let the 2 other guys go ahead of him. There's a touch between Toyue in the 86 and Daniel Lu Wenlong, and Daniel's come straight back on off the grass. And Toyue's up in the air and collides with another car. I think that's Lu Wei, who's just gone through. Definitely Daniel Lu Wenlong in that. The red flag is out. That could be our Pro-Am leader out of this race. No time even to put the safety car out. We haven't had a full racing lap, so I think the cars will come back the grid. Well, there's Bianye in the number 3 Shanghai Yonder machine. Let's take another look at it from the start. Red lights go out now. Pretty decent start. 66, Min Hung got a storming start further back in the dark red Toro machine. Really good turn 2 for the number 22, Ling Kong. That is Ba Jinlong, who got spun, which means he's avoided all of this nonsense. Here's the front 3 together going down the hill into turn 3. Now that's kind of all right. There's a little bit of bumping and barging, but it starts going in through the middle of the corner there. The black 86 pushes the number 20 wide, but then Daniel Lu Wenlong comes straight back in and hits Bianye. He's in the middle. Then Toyue is over the top, and that is Lu Wei, the R&B racing car. that was in the air. We've lost 6 cars from the grid, although one will start from the pit lane. Bajin Long with left rear damage in that early incident at turn 1. There he is on driver's right as we're racing again. Well done to our marshals for a great clean-up just half an hour ago since we went green last time. And it's Liu He who is leading out. We've lost the number 66 Toro Min Hung, Bianye, Toyue, Daniel Lu Wenlong, and significantly the number 4 of Lu Wei. So that is going to throw championships into all kinds of confusion. There's the scene of the accident, the oil, dry dust just sitting there. Now I'm going to have to keep an eye on what's going on behind the leaders, because it's all about getting some championship points back for Team Shanghai Hyundai's Bajin Long. His major championship contender out of the race. Liu He is leading the race in the 777. Pro-Am leader Lu Wei in that number 4 purple and black car, not on the grid after that incident. Absolutely nothing he could have done about that, but these kinds of incidents that can shape championships. There's the number 55 going through, the Team Jebsen car of Gao Yujie. That's the sort of silver, whitey silver and blue car on the side. Now there's our 2 hard chargers, the number 99, Loke Lo for Toro, chrome red and grey. Behind that the red, white and black of Yuan Bo, Zhangtong Auto. And they are sitting in 3rd and 4th position at the moment. Not quite as good a start for the white and pink car ahead of them as the first time around. It's the Lincoln BD group machine. Oh, off in the background. Yes, Jackie Wu. Well, that's very unusual that Jackie makes a mistake in the race. It's the Shanghai Pudong racing car, sitting in 4th in the championship in the AM category, coming into this 2-race weekend at Shushu. Well, as we've seen all season, Liu He for Junji Racing is pulling away from the field. I think Jackie's got back on, by the way. Just looking at the timing, keep an eye on that. As you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, the cars that did not restart. Daniel Lu Wenlong, Toyue, the number 3 of Pianye, and the 66 of Min Hum. Number 4, Lu Wei. It's showing a lap down, but I don't believe Lu Wei was actually on the grid. Kitty World 23 goes through, or does he? Battling with Tang Robin. That's the battle for AM, excuse me. Or have we got the 91 through already? Actually, we've got Henry Kwong's gone through already. There he is, just disappearing down the hill with that yellow and red and black rear end in his car. Tang looking at the back of that very highly coloured, very brightly coloured machine of Eric Kwong. So Henry leading that category at the moment for Triple Ace Racing. His brother in 2nd and Tang Robin in 3rd. That's going to bring things much tighter together as well. New fastest lap there. You do get points for fastest lap. 8 point. 7.18. Yuan Bo just losing ground a little bit from Luki Lo in the 99. And there's another spin. Oh, that's Tang Robin. So that was 3rd position in the AM category. I think he's held on to that. Well, that I think is the first mistake I've seen him make all year. He's been on the podium pretty much every race and had pole position here for race 1. Grid positions set in a single qualifying session with your fastest lap giving you your position on race 1 grid. Second fastest lap in that session gives you position for race 2. So let's pick up some battles further down the field. There's the number 12 going through, Wang Zhongwei for Climax Racing. And it's a Pro-Am car, you can tell that. With the Am car behind. 55 is the Team Jebsen car, and in front of that is Li Chao, the Team Better Life. Different numbers, colours, means they're not in the same class, but they are battling for honour out on the circuit. Team Jebsen are defending champion team. Daniel Liu and Long drove for them last year. He's moved over to Maidong Racing for this year. Sorry, sight of some Porsches parked to drivers right there after that incident early on. Our leader in the 777 yellow and black car, Liu He. Note the time on the left-hand side. We are time certain. It's a number of laps or 30 minutes from the red lights going out. And actually we've been slightly shortened up because of the time we lost, almost half an hour. Which actually was not a long time at all for the track workers. They did a great job to get that multiple car incident cleared up out of turn 3 down towards turn 4. In fact, where that field have just come through, now coming down from 4 to 5. Still that battle going on for 10th and 11th place. White and green car is the number 12 of Wang Zhongwei, Climax Racing, and that is the Am leader behind, the number 91. So this is a very good run to just outside the top 10 for Henry Kwong. Meantime, at turn 3, and there you can see the remnants of that accident to driver's left. So still Li Chao and the number 9 Team Better Life car with Team Jebsen, the white and blue car. That's the 55 of Gao Yujie. And they are battling for 8th and 9th position. That is Pro Am and Pro in behind. 55 is a Pro car with the white numbers. 3.5 seconds. Liu He out in front at the moment. Let's go up to the top 6. This is the number 17 of Hong Xinjie, Team CSD. C&D, that distinctive red, white and blue. By the way, Bao Jinlong up to 13th from the pit lane. And incredibly, 5th position in his class. So these are important fighting points for Bao after that coming together on turn 1, which broke a left rear suspension part. Well inside the last lap now for the 777. The Shunxi racing car. 3.5 seconds ahead of Lin Kong. Still battles going on further down the field. Inside the top 10, actually, the 55. The leader of those 3, we'll call it 4 cars now. 55 is Gao Yujie, behind the number 9. That's the 8th position for the Team Jebsen car. And in fact, number 9, Li Chao, has lost a couple of positions there on the last lap. Out of the final corner, checkered flag in hand. There's your winner. And right at the end, there's a coming together. And wow, this is great news for Bao Jinlong, because that is one of his class contenders, I think. Yes, it is. That's the number 12, Wang Zhongwei, Climax Racing car. Well, this is a journey that the 777 knows very well indeed. Another win for Liu He.
I didn't get a really good start, and we had a really good fight with the other 2 young drivers behind me. Then I heard this red flag, and my teammate nearly got hurt, so I was worried. And it's lucky they all fine get up the car in one piece. Then the second start was all right. I managed to get used to the clutch, so we lead towards the end.
Let's confirm the result then. Liu He with yet another victory and extends his record-breaking run of first positions. BD Groups, Lin Kang in second, Luki Luo in third, just off the podium, Huan Bo ahead of Zhang Xingdong. Hong Xinjie takes the Pro-Am category, Henry Kwong the Am in 9th, but Bao Xinglong up to 11th place, and that nets him 3rd in the Pro-Am category. Those are great battling points considering he started from the pit lane, and it looked like he might not even get into that race when he had that accident at turn 1. The red flag and that long period of delay really going in Team Shanghai Hyundai's favourite. Top 15 finish for Team KRC and Xu Xiao. Jackie Wu fighting back to 16th position. And then the cars that didn't finish the race, none of those starting the race on its restart, all involved in some way, shape or form in that incident between turns 3 and 4 at the first time of asking. Big note there is Lu Wei R&B Racing, our championship leader in Pro-Am. Leo Ye back on top of the podium again. The winning streak goes on. In Pro-Am, top step for Hong Xinjie. And Henry Kwong is back on the top step of the podium in the Am class.
Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, for us it's very important to give to make the access to motorsport even more accessible, even more easy. And yeah, we are very happy to announce that we will launch the Porsche GT Track Day. So it will be on the 15th of October in Shanghai International Circuit. That will be the very first edition. It's a concept which is already running in Germany for the last 2 years, and we are the first market to launch it here nationally. So we are also very proud to be the first with China. And so it's a track day organized by us to give more access to the next step in the Porsche pyramid, and it will be for the GT road car, so the Porsche GT road car and the Porsche GT race car. So we are waiting and very much looking forward for the first edition.
Exciting news from Alexander Gibault about the extension of Porsche's activities. Here's how the championship stands as we move into round 6. Leo Ye increases his lead over Ling Kang in second. Lucky Lo, Daniel Lu went long now, just dropping away a little bit. Tai Chadue also failing to get any points from the previous round here at Zhuzhou. Big change around in Pro-Am with Bao Xinglong coming through from the pit lane to claim some very welcome points, and now just 3 points between Lu Wei at the top and Bao Xinglong in second. Zhou Biwan fighting through as well, down on 79 points ahead of Hong Xinjie. That victory doing his championship the world of good. And Zhong Wei in 5th. Tang Robin holds on to the Am lead by only a single point as Henry Kwong notched up another victory there. He's 3 points ahead of his brother Eric in 3rd. Jackie Wu just 1 point ahead of Xu Xiao in the battle for 4th and 5th. As the cars roll off on their formation lap, let's take a look at the grid. Leo Ye on pole again from Ling Kong, so same front row as we had yesterday. Pro-Am championship leader, 4th position on the grid. Yuan Bo, 6th position. What can he do from there? Bao Xinglong, great race yesterday from pit lane to close down that championship lead. Top 10 made up by Zhou Biwan and Hong Xinjie. And Hung in the 66, qualified in 11th. Did a lot of work going on overnight. Daniel Lu went long, way down, didn't get a good second lap. Henry Kwong and Tang Robin, effectively the front row of the Am category in 15th and 16th, with Eric Kwong just behind them in that so tight battle for honours in the Am category. Remember, just a point now, Tang Robin's advantage in that championship standing. Green flag at the back of the grid as we go racing again and again. It's a fabulous start from Leo Ye. That black and yellow car didn't even feel the need to defend on the inside. Look at the 99, Lucky Low car. He's almost through, but not quite. That was stout defending by Ling Kung in the white and pink car. But the leader has shot away. It's like he was from a catapult there. Everybody else battling for the minor positions. As we come down to turn 3, let's hope we get through and down the hill okay, which we didn't do yesterday. There's still the evidence on the driver's left there, because that isn't the racing line. So the preparation that soaks up the oil, it just hasn't been run over by any of the support racers here. Mistake by Ling Kang for BD Group, sends him wide, and that's all the invitation that Lo Kilo in the red-fronted Toro 99 needs. On the wrong side though, down at the bottom of the hill. What about the cutback? Get some power on, going up the other side. Yes, nicely done, but can't get the overlap. Sitting in behind there, it's the 233, Zhong Zhendong racing. Now, 65's had a problem. That's Xu Xiao, team KRC. I think there was liquid coming from her car on the right-hand side. There are radiators there at the front of these Cup cars, and she will have to take it very easily to get back to the pits. Leader has shot away. What a season it has been for Shunxi Racing and Liu Ye. Look at the gap he's got after the first lap. 2 seconds plus. Amazing stuff. Ling Kang in second, Lucky Low. Then Zhou Zhendong. Side by side. It's the other Toro car down the field. The 66. Min Hung. And having to do a bit of stout defending as Daniel Liu Wenlong goes down the inside. Well done to his team, Maidong Racing, for getting that car put back together. He was right in the midst of the accident yesterday, and did receive a grid penalty. That's why he started so far down the grid. That was for an unsafe rejoin, which was the catalyst to that nasty accident that took out effectively half a dozen cars. Number 91, that's Henry Kwong, Triple Ace Racing. And now I think that's Xu Xiao, the Team KRC car that we saw having the incident early on. Yellow flags waving at the moment, upgraded to a full course yellow and the safety car, whilst Xu Xiao's car, I did think I'd seen a little bit of fluid. Let's go back and have a look at the start. It's a brilliant getaway by the pole sitter. Look at the battle for second. As round the outside, Lucky Low for Toro. Everything going on all right. Let's see if we can see what happened to Xu Xiao. Mostly silver car at number 65, Team KRC. Can't see any issue there. It's normally into the braking areas. Maybe just missed your braking. Well, there was the incident. Not sure what she came into contact with, but there definitely was some fluid coming out of that car. So in behind the Taycan all-electric safety car, Lucky Low, number 99, looking at the back of the number 22 and Kang BD Group machine, trying accelerating and braking, not because he can't keep a steady speed. There's no cruise control on these cars, of course, but what he's doing, he's putting energy and therefore heat into his brakes and tyres. Back to the green flag, down to turn 1, turning in now and through turn 1, now towards turn 2. No defence at all by Liu Ye, Shunxi Racing, as he disappears over the top of the brow down towards turn 3. Sorry, got a couple of cars lengths further back. Oh, now teammates on driver's left as they spread out. Now let's make sure that these guys are right. Not in the same class, of course. Bian Ye is the first of those two Shanghai Yonder cars. Bao Zhilong is the second. Numbers 3 and 6, if you can pick out the numbers. They are pretty large on the screens. Really helpful, isn't it? I think it's a great idea. Also right in there now behind the number 3, Daniel Lu Wenlong has gone through. He's making up positions. That's the number 20 car, the sort of chrome blue and satin black machine. There he is, just poking the nose out. Actually a bit more silver on the front of Daniel's car. I suspect that's a replacement panel there. They are all supplied in GT silver. The battle's down towards turn number 5 and 6. Right-hander coming up next. And that is the number 4 of Lu Wei. Needs points here. The championship leader in Pro-Am, but his championship lead being cut massively. Then the 2 Shanghai Yonder cars together again. Daniel Lu Wenlong's got past both of them now, and he's homing in on the back of the red, white and black car of Ewan Bo. Oh, great dive up the inside by Min Hung in the 66. Splits the 2 teammates. And again, evidence of some new panels there as well, I think, with an unpainted rear bumper on, I think that's Bianier's car, isn't it? Number 3. And then side by side again as off the track goes Hung Shudze in the 17 team C&D car. Well, I tell you what, it's still all elbows out, isn't it? Even after that incident in the first race. But getting towards the end of the season now, and points at a premium. There's the AM leader coming round the outside of Hung Shudze. It's a tough manoeuvre to pull off. Switches to his right now, to his left, putting a lot of pressure on. Got his brother behind him in the multicoloured Kiddie World car with the pink rear end on that car. And here's Daniel Lu Wenlong, desperate to get some points, needs to get his championship defence back on track. He's right up the rear tailpipes of the 718 of Ewan Bo down through turn 3. Daniel has not had the cleanest of seasons. A couple of penalties this year. Dives down the inside, but he's not close enough. It's through turns 5 and 6. Lovely circuit this here at Zhuzhou. Second time we've been here this season for the 2022 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia Championship. And there goes the move. Daniel Lu Wenlong gets it done, but it's not over. Ewan Bo fighting back, almost a touch there. Bo on the outside this time. Tries to come around. Now he'll do the crossover to the right-hand side of Daniel Lu Wenlong. Brilliant racing. Exactly what we hope to see. Daniel just forcing Ewan Bo a little bit wide. Behind them, another gaggle of cars. As soon as you start to fight, as soon as you get off the ideal racing line, you're going to pull people closer to you. Bao Zhilong is the Team Shanghai Yonder car that's joining in that fight. Different coloured number means a different class. So Bao just looking for overall positions. By the way, Liu He has not pulled away quite as much from the number 22 of Lin Kang. Just under a second there, 3/4 of a second last time they crossed the line. Down towards turn 3. Daniel Lu Wenlong's pulled away now from Ewan Bo. Ewan Bo is struggling maybe a little bit with his tyres. You want to get an exact allocation here, and it's your decision whether you save a set of brand new tyres for the second race. It could be that Ewan Bo in that 718 is on a used set, but he's certainly just over halfway through this race, finding it difficult to slow the car and to get off the corners, to the point where he's being closed down on by the number 6 of Bao Zhilong. And in behind there. That's the Toro car as well of Min Hung. Toro car at the front of the field as well in third position. Liu Ye has not broken away. Lin Keng. In fact, the top three go across the line and they are within 3 seconds of each other. Then a little bit of a gap back to Racing. And the 2-3-3. It's a play on words. It's like a chuckle, a giggle. He, if you wish, in English. And that's Zhong Zhendong behind the wheel of that car. Through to turn one, the number 4. Liu Wei, really important that he gets some points here. 0 points last time around in his championship lead. For the first time this season in Pro-Am is under threat. 66-3 fighting as well. This is for 9th and 10th. Again, they're not in the same class. Tried telling Min Hung and the number 3 of Bian Ye that it won't get them any more points in their category. They just want to be close at the front of the field. They're racers, and that's what they want to do. They want to race. Out of turns 5 and 6, still climbing here, the far side of the circuit, right behind the pits. Lovely, sinuous circuit that we have here. A little bit of everything. Some faster corners. Brakes get a good workout as well on the downhill approach to the hairpins. Now Daniel Liu Wenlong has caught the number 4 of Liu Wei. That again is not for class position. The leader's just gone across the line past our commentary box, and it's now 1.8 seconds between first and second, and just under a second, how appropriately 0.911 of a second, between Lin Keng and Liu Kei Lo in second. But here's the battle across the line. Down into turn 1 on the outside, the 66 of Min Heng and the number 3. They are swapping positions, corner for corner, down at turn 3. Now, is that done now, lads, or are you still fighting? Min Hung for Toro Racing, with now the number 3 behind. Wow, great racing. Really good racing. Bian Ye holding on there. All the cars are the same. The drivers are graded on their experience for the Pro and Pro-Am and Am category. Liu Wei, how hard has his team worked? That car was up in the air, up onto 2 wheels and almost flying through the air at this point of our race yesterday. And they've been through the car, the R&B racing team, to make sure that it was all okay. And this is essential for his championship. Now, what he can't afford here, as we're coming through towards the end of the race, is to get involved with Daniel Liu Wenlong. Those two came together yesterday. Liu Wei was an innocent bystander. He was just crushed in the corner as the 86 of Toyo Wei got even more airborne than he did. So he might be wise to let Daniel Liu Wenlong go here. It would be an overall position, but not a class position. Meantime, our leader, with now 2.5 seconds to go, is coming through the final corner. The checkered flag is out, and the winning streak is extended. The record is extended, and it's another win for Shunxi Racing. What a season for Liu Ye. Straight to his team to celebrate. A hop, a skip, and a jump into the arms of his team.
I feel so proud of my team. They worked really, really hard for the whole weekend, and last night they're still making sure we have a proper setup, proper balance for today's race, because it's longer than yesterday, and plus we are on old tire. So today's race for me is very, very tough at the beginning, because I know the guys behind me is on new tires, and I'm on old. So, but I know the advantage is going to be only the first couple of laps. Then after that, we can manage to pull away a little bit. So I'm really, really happy. We get 6 wins in a row, and great thanks to the team.
Well, the action-packed race and race weekend from Zhou. 3.3 seconds in the end for Liu Ye. Lin Kang again in second. Can't seem to do any better from the front row. Lu Qilou in third. Good result for Racing and Zhang Zhendong. Lu Wei back on winning ways for R&B Racing in the Pro Am category, and Henry Kwong in the top 15 takes the Am category for Triple Ace Racing. Drive back through the field by Daniel Lu Wenlong, by the way, as well, for that grid penalty for his part in the accident yesterday. Finishes up in 6th and takes some points trying to get his championship charge back on. Remember, he's the defending champion. Outside the top 15, Eric Kwong will be on the second step of the podium, ahead of Tang Robin for Climax. That's going to change the championship lead, I reckon, there. Jackie Wu, once again, making up some positions and finishing ahead of Climax Racing's Wang Xiaowei. And we saw Xu Xiao with the frontal damage, which caused that car to pull over at the side of the track. The team KRC machine not finishing the race today.
Time now to head across to New Zealand and to the Hampton Downs circuit. It's race 3 from round 2 of the 2020-21 Ryco 24/7 NZ V8 Utes Series.
Overall, if we take a look at the graphics, so this is the lineup. It's basically the fastest from the results over the weekend. So it's Paul Manuel and pole. Matt Spratt will start on the front row of the grid, only because he qualified quicker than Andrew Porter. So he's on the second row, and Glenn Collins, and so your 1, 2, 3, 4 championship contenders in those first 2 rows. Then it's Matty Griffin, Liam Porter, Stu Monteith, Brett Main. Making up the rest of the field, back down to Peter Ward, Simon Usher, Dave Lowe, Roger Nees out of the South Island, Paul Vergier, really enjoying it, one of the rookies, loving the racing, James Parker and Greg Cruyff. Had a bit of a moment coming out of the sweeper, but he said he ran out of talent, but still having a great job down the rest of the field. So overall, after basically 5 rounds of 5 races and 2 rounds, coming to the end of the second round in the Ryco 24/7 V8 Utes, Manuel has the lead with 160 points overall. Second place is Glenn Collins, and that win in that last race was so important, as we talked about that.
Vital.
He's only 9 points behind in second with 151. Rocking on the door is Andrew Porter, not only rocking on the door but knocking on the door with 135 points, and Matt Spratt coming back into podium after podium in 4th place with 109. So effectively you've got round about 50 odd points between the top 4 at the moment, but very, very tight at the top between the first 2.
And those 3 will be conscious of that, Clint, and basically they've got enough of a points lead now ahead that they'll be, I would say they're already thinking about, well, we've got to finish each race now. Doesn't really matter whether we're first, second or third, got to hope for something to happen to the other guy. If we can grab a win, we will, but they'll be conscious that if they retire from a race or go off, it's a big hit in that championship challenge with it being so close.
So lining up on the front row of the grid, it's going to be the Super Fate 15 of Paul Manuel, the series leader, alongside the defending champion number 1 from Te Puke, and that is Matt Spratt. So Pupuki and Te Puke, front row of the grid. Then it's Auckland, Andrew Porter and Hamilton, second row of the grid. Collinson and Porter, Griffin and Porter, Monteith and Main, Ward and Usher, Lowe and Nees, Frazier, Parker and Cruyff. 15 cars, 30-second boards out. Now that sensation of silence before the red lights come on. So Moose waits, lights are on, waiting for the red lights to go out, to go green. We're away and racing. 1, 2, 3, 4 wide. Manuel got off to an absolute flyer.
He did, and everyone else kind of got a bit bottlenecked up behind him. Matt Griffin jumped into second place. Matt Spratt dropped down. He's just duking it out with Andrew Porter going down to turn 2. Glenn Collinson just sitting behind them. Best start there, I think. Paul Manuel followed up by Griff.
All contact there between Matt Spratt and Andrew Porter straight away, and Collinson. Oh, and Monteith. Stu Montes had the big turnaround, and luckily just a contact and no contact with someone else, so it's all on of the Utes.
And Glenn Collinson just watching those other two guys, Andrew and Matt Spratt, just gun it out. Glenn having a look around the outside of the dipper now. Difficult place to pass, he's going to run a bit wide there.
So it's the Super Freight Paul Manuel who's charged off the Holden in front of those flying Fords, and they're having their own wee battle as Collinson has a look down the inside of Andrew Porter. Spratt goes around the outside.
And all the time, it's just letting Paul Manuel leg it. He's got a huge lead coming up to the end of the first lap.
Oh, contact there between Andrew Porter and also Glenn Collinson, as these guys get really into the rubbing and racing, coming up and over the top to finish what was an eventful first lap.
Those two have history here before, Clint. A couple of times they've touched and taken each other out of turn 4.
Collinson has the big history here. He doesn't want to repeat that, so he's just made all that big chance up after dropping the clutch in the first race. Got back into championship contention in the second race, but now it's all on.
And to be fair to Glenn, he looks the quicker of the two. It's him giving Andrew the hurry up.
So there's a bit of contact there from number 10, James Parker, just getting into the trade depot car of number 90 and just spinning him around, coming out over the top of turn 3. A little bit of contact there, a little bit of contact from the other guys coming out of the sweeper. Manuel, he got off to a good start. Did he jump the start though?
I don't think so. I think he just got a great start, hooked up, and he was gone. There was the other, one or two of the others behind didn't get awesome starts, very average starts. And I think Griffin and Paul nailed it and were gone.
So tight race at the top in regards to points. Tight race at the top in regards to a bit of swapping of the old paint. And here they are now, just starting to settle down again. So it's Paul Manuel, 15 in the Holden Super Freight car, coming up and over the top of the hill. He really wants to win this championship this year. Stretches out his lead. 999. Matt Griffin's come from nowhere, and the two Holdens have bolted past the Fords and grabbed the lead. 1.9 seconds now, the difference between first and second. Big battle, they swoop over the top. Wardy going wide, around 84, Brett Main.
Sideways, does it sideways, Wardy does. Lovely big drift around turn 1.
Charging down towards turn 2. This is the battle for 9, 10, 69. Peter Ward, the demolition man, had a few issues in that last race. Seems to have the car back on the pace right behind number 11, Liam Porter.
So there's definitely two groups evolving here, Clint. There's the lead group from first to fifth, and then James Parker heading up that battle pack that's fighting for 6th.
Liam Porter doing a good job this weekend, staying out of trouble. But no matter where you are, you're going to have a big contest, because number 69, Wardy, this is that battle coming down towards the Dale ITM sweeper. Doing a good job, Wardy, keeping it on the track, working his way back up the field. And trying to do around about that 121 at the moment, 121.4. So he won't be happy with that level of speed, because the other guys up the front of the field, where he has been in the last couple of seasons, around about 4 seconds quick, around about that 117, mate. Good battle here between Andrew Porter, number 3, currently sharing the round at the moment in second place with Spratt, both on 58 points. Glenn Collinson, he's right behind him with 54 from the round. So this is all for the round points and a chance to maintain their place in the top 4 in the championship.
Now Matt Spratt was the quickest man around that last lap, Clint, and it's drawn him right up to the back of Matt Griffin. So I reckon we're going to see Matt Spratt have a go at Matt Griffin in the next lap or 2.
So here's Collinson getting right behind Porter.
And Griffin got wide there coming out of the dipper, so that will have given Matt Spratt another car length or so. I think he's going to start attacking him now.
Here comes the man from Te Puke, the defending champion, number 1, sends it down the inside, just buttons off as Matt Griffin, doing a lot of good racing out of the E30s, really loving being back in these Utes. Says you got to drive them hard, but different from other cars because of the way in which they understeer into the corner, and then they can oversteer when you put your foot down. You can really lose them sideways with the rear.
Holden's got some boogie over the hill though, Clint. It's pulled away 2 or 3 car lengths.
Very happy with the exit speed coming out of the mid-corners in the Holdens at the moment. That's where the Fords seem to have plenty of speed down the straight. Oh, look at that, Collinson and Andrew Porter. They've had a dogfight from the get-go, and here they are charging down towards turn 2. Porter holding off Glenn Collinson.
Yeah, Glenn looking a tiny bit frustrated there. They're both sort of hard to tell whether they're catching up the group in front. Tend to think they're falling away by a tenth or two, and I think Glenn is desperate to get past Andrew Porter at this stage.
Going to have to pick his time there. It's going to be very hard for Andrew Porter.
Wide again.
Collinson, he's run wide there. He's lost about at least a couple of car lengths. That's going to take a time to try and catch up another lap or two. So it's all changing. Super Freight, Paul Manuel. He's gone. Good battle for second. Matt Griffin, 99, 999. Car just stepping out a little bit sideways. The Tupuki man can sense here the Ford.
Yeah, better corner there for Matt Spratt on the last corner. I think he's going to be threatening him up over the hill here, Clint. He's right in the draft.
And he also complained he hasn't had a lot of seat time, so he's getting back into that seat time. And certainly Matt Spratt really looking forward to another podium finish. And the more he stays in the car, getting back in the groove, down through turn 1. Porter got that break after Collinson just ran a bit wide previously and lost a bit of time.
Spratty's really got no choice but to go for this, I think, Clint. I mean, he's had a good weekend, couple of second places so far. Manuel's gone, but really there's a huge difference for Matt Spratt in his championship challenge, or championship defence, to get past Matt Griffin. Matt Griffin's missed the first round, so he's effectively out. He's just a problem, but he's stealing points off Matt Spratt's recovery. So I think Matt has nothing to lose here by having a go.
But the question is, he doesn't want to take himself out. He can't afford to have another DNF. He had a moment in the second race of the series at Pukekohe.
Here we go.
So he needs to be accumulating. So what's he going to do? Where's he going to make the move? How can he do it clean and fast? He's going to try and have a look down the inside. No, he's just sort of shadowing. And perhaps he's going to get right up behind him and try and send it down the inside of the end of the main straight. Let's see what he does here. Tactically, how can he do it?
Good exit, but he seems to be struggling on straight line speed up the hill there. Let's see if he can hold on over the top this time.
Over the start-finish line goes the leader, Paul Manuel. Big lead now. Let's see what it's out to. 3.5 seconds over Matt Griffin, number 1 in third. Tyre works. Those tyres are working overtime at the moment. Matt Spratt still in third. Then you've got Porter and Collinson.
And the battle between Griffin and Spratt is actually slowing them down a little bit. So I think...
Whoa, Porter just getting a little bit overcooking the corner. Yep.
No, I think Matt Griffin is probably struggling a little bit on his tyres, and he's starting to back up Matt Spratt and Andrew Porter and Glenn Collinson coming forward a bit. They really want to sort of stop dicing for now and just focus on getting up in front, up to those other two in second and third.
Well, that's always one of the classic problems with motor racing. You get into a motor racing scrap and you're not actually going as fast as you need to be or want to be because you're not doing the ultimate racing lines, and here they are just battling. If you have a look at the lead out of time, Manuel's doing a 1:17.3. The quickest these guys have done is about a 1:17.6, but at the moment they've dropped back to 1:18.2 and 1.
Yep.
That means they're coming under the clutches of Porter and Collinson, who are having their own battle. And here they are. Can Collinson make a move on number 3? 2 by 2, 2 battles on the track for second and third and fourth and fifth. Manuel still out in front. 7 laps gone. The lead still at 3.5. Collinson having a look round the outside. Can he live there? Porter's going to make it hard for him to nail it. He's going to try and swoop around Pirelli onto the grass, stay off to the grass. Brings it back around the inside, and now the crisscross down into turn 1, but Porter was awake to that.
Yeah, well, I think he overcommitted himself on the brakes, Andrew did, and Glenn's right up the rear bumper of that Ford now.
Certainly really starting to push. 2 great battles here. Manuel's done the right thing. He's just cleared off and maintaining it.
Pretty slow lap that last time around for Andrew, a 1:19.2, where the other guys are probably about a second up on that, Glenn and the front 3. So maybe Andrew's struggling a little bit on tyres there.
But at the moment, this is actually not a battle for pace. This is all a battle about a scrap for position. It's just a good old-fashioned street fight. Spratt has a look down the inside. Collinson trying to change his angle of attack, going into the Dale Line TM sweeper. Further back down the field, 10, James Parker. Wardy, 69, having their own battle back in 7th and 8th. Here he is, up and over the top. Super Freight Man having another super weekend. Paul Manuel out in front, still maintaining a lead of about 3.5 seconds. Big showdown. Collinson had a look round the outside last time. This time he has a bit of a duck down the inside. Porter still holding him up. Good, still frustrating him.
Good solid defence by Andrew though. Stuck to his line, kept the boot in, making it really hard for Glenn. Glenn's got the pace, but Andrew's got the track position, and Glenn's really struggling to find a way by. Good defence by Andrew Porter. Oh, wide there again, up through 3.
See the rear just step out like a side step.
He's getting on the power nice and early, but he'll pay for it.
Having a look down the inside for second spot. Porter holding off the battle for 4th, and Griffin. Oh, Spratt can't do it. Great driving by Griffin. Great scrap, great racing. It's a street battle.
And all the time, Paul Manuel just edging away, metre by metre. He's comfortable out front right now.
Good battle for second. Griffin, can he hold on? The flying
Here it
Matt
comes.
Spratt now the number 1. He's got down the inside of the Dale ITM sweeper. Let's have a look at that exit speed as they come out. This is
drag
Ford
race
and Holden side by side, one wide, 2 by 2. Here they come, up and over the top. It's going to be the last lap board for Paul Manuel. He's got it under control, but what a scrap for second here. Spratt down the inside, Griffin round the outside. Did a good scrap for 3rd and 4th between Porter and Collinson. And Matt Spratt finally gets it done. Sneaks into second spot. Can he stay there though? Can Collinson have a look at 3rd place? Porter's going to take the inside line and force him wide. Spratty going around the outside. Griffin having a look down the inside. Has he got the inside line into the hairpin? No. Well, good driving by Matt Spratt.
Both of those guys trying to look around the outside. Griffin on Spratt, Collinson on Porter.
Collinson and Porter have had a good old-fashioned dogfight all the way. Griffin has got to go back it up here.
Looking for the switch back.
Around, yeah. Get down the drive. Now here it is, another drag into the corner. And he could potentially live there around the outside of the sweeper and just try and get the drive. So it's all on. 2nd and 3rd. Spratt's got that inside line. Porter's still got the inside line. Collins is just going to try and live around the outside and boot it. Here comes Paul Manuel, 15, Super Freight. Going to get another win for the weekend, extend the lead in the championship, and takes that checkered flag. Great race for second though. Spratt's going to hold on from a flying Griffin, and Porter's going to hold on from a flying Glenn Collinson.
Great racing, great racing.
James Parker, Peter Ward, Liam Porden, Simon Usher, Brent Main, all these other guys having their own great battle. Number 23, Greg Cruyff, staying out of trouble and bringing it home. Stu Monty, the big number 90. And number 82, poor old Shaggy. What's happened to him?
Looks like he's been in the wall front right.
Not a place to park it. But there's no problem with this man, Paul Manuel from Pukekohe. Took out the Trans Am title in Malaysia this year in the V8s. So he's the winner. He's won the Utes before, he's won the V8s before. Smooth and fast, a very professional racer. And one of the great success stories behind the Ryco 24/7 V8 Utes. Now the boys get a bit of fun. Turn it on for the fans, bit of drifting as they bring it back into the pits and get ready for their next round.
So that'll extend Paul's championship lead, Clint, but it'll also bring Glenn Collinson in 2nd and Andrew Porter in 3rd, closer together in that battle for 2nd place. But at this stage, a decent points lead for Paul.
There's Wardy going cross country. He's used to doing a few demolitions, but staying out of trouble. Don't forget, you can follow the V8 Utes on Instagram. Go and check out the drivers as they a bunch of hard cases as well. So confirming that result, Paul Manuel gets the win, Matt Spratt 2nd, Matt Griffin coming home in 3rd. Then it's Porter and Collinson after a fantastic fight. Parker, Ward, Porter, Usher and Brett Main rounding out the top 10.